Race number 5 at Ascot on Saturday will jump at 4:50. It's the club's WA handicap over the metric mile of 1,600 metres in replay. Let's have a look at that Westmead final again and focus on Friars Fantasia.
Fry on the inside, Friars Fantasia. Sir Mambo had hit the front, 300 to go, not to be missed, and Lace Vinsky bursting through between them, not to be missed, called upon. Lace Vinsky going with it. Lace Vinsky not to be missed at the 100. Lace Vinsky not to be missed on the outside. Lace Vinsky not to be missed. Head and head, they split it together. What a finish.
Friars Fantasia probably was never going to beat, not to be missed in that race, but she's had not the greatest of luck in 2 of her last 3 starts. She draws much better here than the horses I've got marked as being the main dangers, and in what is a pretty open event with Joe Azzopardi on board, I think Friars Fantasia can win for the first time this preparation. Goes on top from number 3, Sophie Song. Now she's drawn gate number 10 of 10 here. She's run really well against several of these smart gallopers throughout November, the likes of Smarty, Sublime Image and Prince Turbo, but she's going to start from the outside and it's going to be a tricky ride for Chloe Azzopardi for Simon Miller. Number 2 is Inflation, drawn just inside of Sophie Song. Always attracts market support, this horse, for Darren McCall. If he's elected to go with the claim here of Harry Grace down to 57 kilos, but he's going to have a tough ride ahead of him just inside of Chloe Azzopardi. And then number 5, Swish. On form, I couldn't have this horse, but I look at the figures that William Pike has posted for Jason Miller's mare, and they're very, very good. He's ridden the horse 5 times for 3 wins. Maybe just goes for Pikey more so than any of the other jockeys going around. Top selection in race number 5 is number 6, Friars Fantasia, to beat 3, Sophie Song, 2, Inflation and 5, Swish. Race number 6 at Ascot on Saturday will jump at 5:25. It's the Energy West Social Club handicap over 1,400 metres. In replay, we're going to go down to Pinjarra and the run of Inspirational Girl.
Itchy knee last of all. Fashion Forward swings into the stretch at the 302 in front of Rava, picking up very quickly though. Ducks back to the inside, and now Inspirational Girl is starting to really hit her straps, and she's coming quickly. Inspirational Girl comes into Rava, which had reached the lead with 100 to go, but it's all Inspirational Girl. She really switched on once she started to work through the gears, and Inspirational Girl was much...
Inspirational Girl is 2 from 2 for Team Williams, William Pike and Peters Investment. She's had a couple of trials leading into her return, has looked okay in them behind the likes of Elusa and Flower of War. She's eligible for easier than this, a graduation handicap, but I think the brains trust in the Cerise and White Camper found a below average edition of a graduation handicap. She looks like she's got a little bit of class about her and that she can accelerate from a midfield position. She goes on top. From number 2, the benchmark in this race is clearly Dicoletto. He's been consistently around the mark, but he's got gate number 11 here with a claimer aboard, Chris Graham, who's ridden the horse the last 2 starts. Doesn't win out of turn, does Dicoletto. Number 7, Black Shadow, may well find himself on the speed in this race for Jason Brown and Jim Taylor. He did bolt in at Belmont during the winter when very heavily supported, so keep an eye on the market there. That was in graduation grade as well. He went off 350, but you could have got much bigger than that earlier in the day. And then number 5, Megazone, who reunites with Jade McNaught, who's been on his back for each of his 3 victories from his 14 starts. Draws horribly here though, gate 12 of 13. Top selection in race number 6 is number 12, Inspirational Girl, to beat 2, Dicoletto, 7, Black Shadow and 5, Megazone. Race number 7 at Ascot on Saturday will jump at 5:55. It is the GA Towton Cup, listed race over 2,200 metres, a lead-up race to the Tab Touch Perth Cup on the 4th of January. In replay, you're going to have a look at the Tattersalls Cup and focus on Taxigano.
Starts his move, Taxigano under pressure behind those. Prize Catcher now forceful, gets into the clear, and Friar Fox further back runs on. Missile Launch, the leader down the outside, forceful though, trying hard under the vigour of Pike, but Missile Launch at the 100, kicked away. Taxigano's gone back to the inside, but the big fellow Missile Launch is going to win the Tattersalls Cup. Missile Launch beat Taxigano.
You don't have to spend too much time watching videos ahead of betting on the GA Towton Cup, because all 8 acceptances come out of the same lead-up race, and that is the Tattersalls Cup. I thought that Taxigano was probably the run of the race there, had the fastest last 200 metres, and if he'd run just a little bit faster and he had a little bit more luck and got out when he needed to get out, he likely would have won it. So Taxigano, who's really, really tough, goes on top. From number 4, Forceful, who, like Taxigano, really wasn't suited by the slow tempo of the Tattersalls Cup. I think he can elevate off that. I think he is the main danger. Number 2 is Missile Launch. He won the Tattersalls Cup. He's bound for the Perth Cup, but I'm just not completely completely sold on this horse yet. Certainly his figures from punting form regarding these last few runs have been very, very poor. It's not his fault, he's been winning the races, but he hasn't really proved anything beyond what we already know about him. And then number 7, Fry Fox, is a course and distance winner, also heading towards the Perth Cup, maybe ridden a little bit more aggressively on Saturday, according to Justine Erklins from the comments I've read. She goes in the minors. Top selection in race number 7 is number 1, Taxigano, to beat 4 Forceful, 2 Missile Launch and 7 Friar Fox. Race number 8 at Ascot on Saturday will jump at 6:25. It is the Crown Perth Handicap over 1,200 metres. In replay, let's have a look at the trial of Flower of War.
Outside, Angry Annie and out 3 wide onto the track as they swing into the straight was Melrose Beach, and they have kicked about 3 clear of Delaney. Moving up to 4th, the outside of Jackers Mob. The last breeze down to the inside, Inspirational Girl, Jimmy Rapid, Bronze Wing. Inside the 200 they run. On the outside and taking a narrow lead was Melrose Beach. Kicking back the inside, Flower of War. Flower of War is doing it pretty comfortably and now pulls away late. Flower of War.
Loved the trial of Flower of War. Didn't really get out of second gear, but still held off Melrose Beach in what was a pretty good time of 56.68 seconds. She's only really put one poor run in her entire career, and that was over 1,600 metres, which is probably a little bit too far on a soft track. You look at her form, she's 3 from 3 at Ascot, she's 2 from 2 over course and distance. I know she gets gate number 10 here, but in this 66 plus affair, I think she's clearly the one to beat. Goes on top from number 4, Guns of Navarone, who won a 72 plus affair last time out. So he drops in class after making an absolute mockery of his odds of 40 to 1. He's now won 2 out of his last 3, and he had excuses for the one winning which he finished last. Number 10 is Supreme Force, rises in grade without winning, however, has been running really, really well. Gets the approved race plates on here for Joe Azzopardi and the Pierce brothers. And then number 2, Settlers Creek. He usually snags one, at least one per preparation, although 1,200 metres is probably not his go. Of his 11 wins, one of them has been over the 6 furlongs. He might want a little bit further, but you've always got to respect those connections. Top selection in race number 8 is number 8, Flower of War, to beat 4 Guns of Navarone, 10 Supreme Force and 2 Settlers Creek. It's now time to nominate my best bets on the Ascot card, and I'm going to keep it very, very simple. Simon Miller and William Pike. In race number 1, 6 Levitate, and in race number 3, 7 Plutocracy. It's easy to stay up to date with everything that's happening at Perth Racing. You can log on to our website or you can follow us on one of our social media channels. Until next time, bye for now.